So, mein lieber Herr Fernkämpfer. Ich habe 3 Einheiten, die dir auf die Pelle rücken werden. Wer ist denn am niedrigsten vom Level? 7, 7, 7. 56, 123, 37. Das heißt, du knackst ihn schon. Kann der Boss sich eigentlich bewegen? Ne, kann er nicht. Perfekt. Du knackst ihn schon mal ein bisschen an. Ja, du knackst ihn schon mal ein bisschen an. Und knacken wir mit dem Stahlbogen einfach an. Und dann darf ihn Ignaz aus dem Leben nehmen. Manchmal klappt das nicht so ganz mit dem Anknacksen. Da knackst er ein bisschen zu viel. Dann macht er mit den Knochen des Gegners so ein bisschen Knicke, die Knack. Und der Gegner denkt sich auch nur noch, was soll das? So. Zieht schon mal weiter. Und du ziehst auch einfach weiter nach oben. So. Und damit hat Marianne die Verstärkung erfolgreich vernichtet. Er hat sogar Glaube auf B bekommen. Schweigen. Oh. Warten. So, wie sieht's bei dir aus? Du hast einen Angriff von 21. Das ist schon ein bisschen gefährlicher. Oh, ich habe da eine gemeine Idee. Ich hoffe, das funktioniert. Wir können jetzt erstmal kurz ein bisschen warten, bis Marianne hier oben... Moment. Im nächsten Zug gleich. Ich habe eine witzige Idee, die ich gleich mal ausprobiere. Du knackst ein bisschen an. Töten? Oh nice, Autorität auf Level 2. Einmal kurz zu beenden. Ich habe doch noch einmal hier das Anstacheln von Lysithea. So, sie kann nämlich dann bis hier oben hin. Wieso wirkt das nicht? Oh, ich bin zu nah dran an ihm, oder? Wenn ich jetzt mich hier hinstelle. Schweigen. Trifft zu 100%. Oh, wird witzig. Wir ihn einfach komplett schweigen lassen und er so... Ne, gar nicht. Der wird nicht machen können, sondern... Aber in der nächsten Runde erst. Muss erstmal jemand in Position stellen, der den Boss auf die Fresse haut. Sind zumindest alle Level 7. Wie sieht es erfahrungstechnisch aus? Hilda am ehesten noch. Hilda und Leonie. Aber Hilda ist viel zu weit weg, also wird sie das wahrscheinlich nicht machen. Aber Leonie ist halbwegs in Reichweite. Beziehungsweise ich muss wahrscheinlich eh mit mehreren angreifen, weil der vielleicht ein bisschen mehr aushält. Und daher können wir alle mal da reinstellen. So. Dann, Marianne, einmal bitte den Gegner zum Schweigen bringen.
You're too late. The seal will be broken any minute now.
Oh. Er hat's pariert. Feels bad, man. Dafür auch das schlechte Level up. Als Ausgleich. Ich hätte mir vielleicht mal angucken sollen, was er für Fähigkeiten hat. Oder? Ah, der hat sogar extra eine Fähigkeit, die ihn davor blockiert, verstummt zu werden. Hätte ich mir vielleicht vorher mal angucken sollen. Aber gut, du machst 10 mal 2. Ignaz könnte potenziell auch nochmal 12. Junge, was ist los mit dir? Warum kannst du plötzlich Schaden machen? Kann Leonie im Nahkampf nochmal ein bisschen mehr machen? Na gut, Ignaz, hau mal ein bisschen drauf. Der Boss kann dir eh nichts. Sogar ausgewichen, wow. Der Boss hat ja hardcore verkackt. Du mit deinem Level-Up leider auch, Junge. Kann ich noch irgendjemanden heilen? Kommst du bis dahin? Braucht irgendjemand noch so... Hier, Lorenz, du brauchst so 1 KP noch. Dieser KP war wichtig. Hilda kann eh nichts machen. Du bist schon auf 8. Claude? Ich sag mal, aber Claude kann leider nicht anknacksen. Claude kann nur ankacken. Und töten. Na gut, Leonie. Bendis. Joa. Ja!
It's no use. A seal is broken. You can't... Huh? A sword.
Das war die Waffe, die Byleth Smash hatte.
That sword is... I see. What a pleasant surprise.
Das ist die Waffe, die Byleth Smash hat. Schön, dass das Spiel eine Anspielung drauf macht. Ja. Und tschüss.
The jerk got away. Was that magic? We can't even chase after it. Hey, Professor, the way that sword is shining, do you think it could be...
Is the intruder here? Oh, looks like you have this under control. You, round up any stragglers.
Will do.
Hey, Mission abgeschlossen. In 15 Zügen. Und Marianne war der Held. Oder die Heldin. Ja, kein Wunder. Ich habe das Schwert des Schöpfers erhalten. Schwert des Schöpfers. In den Händen von Jan entfesselt dieses mysteriöse Schwert seine wahre Macht. Es kann sich teilen und strecken, um weit entfernte Feinde zu treffen. Wähle an einem freien Tag ausruhen, um seine Haltbarkeit des Schwerts um 5 Punkte wiederherzustellen. Das ist cool. Haben ein schönes Schwert
As
bekommen.
all of you have committed a breach of faith, the Archbishop will now pass judgment.
Inciting a kingdom noble to rebel. Unlawful entry. The attempted assassination of the Archbishop. An attack on the Holy Mausoleum. It is unnecessary to go on, followers of the Western Church.
What? We have nothing to do with the Western Church.
You have already been identified. Please spare us your second-rate theater.
Dishonoring a holy ceremony is worthy of death for a member of the Church. You are well past the hope of redemption. If you have any grace remaining, you will willingly offer your life as atonement for this crime.
No, this isn't what we were told would happen. We've been deceived!
It's no use arguing. Whatever your excuse, the punishment stands. May your souls find peace as they return to the goddess.
Wait, please! The goddess would never forgive you for our execution!
Monster. We know you've already slaughtered many of our fellow brethren like this.
This concludes the investigation. Please remove these poor lost souls from my sight.
Die ist schon echt hart drauf.
I suppose that's that. The assassination attempt, the attack on the Holy Mausoleum. Looks like it was all a plot by the Western Church. It's just too bad that that masked knight who was leading the attack got away. Vanished without a trace.
But why would the Western Church want to attack Lady Rhea?
Why? Take your pick of reasons. Relations with the Western Church aren't exactly friendly.
Welche Gründe?
Oh, that's right. Gerald mentioned that you grew up completely isolated from the church. The Church of Seros is split into a few different branches across Fodlan. The Central Church is headquartered right here at Garrick Mach. Then there's the Western Church. Far west from Castle Gaspar, where Lord Lonato had his little rebellion, is the fortress city of Aryan Road. It's the strongest fortress in the kingdom. On the other side of it is the headquarters of the Western Church.
Not too smart to bicker with people who worship the same goddess as you.
The bishop of the Western Church must be pretty ambitious. Probably hopes to split off completely. In which case, he'd need to weaken the Central Church's influence. Killing Rhea is certainly one way to do that. To the shock of no one, I hear the knights have been sent to subdue the leaders of the Western Church. We'll probably get a chance to assist.
You're an odd one, aren't you, Professor? How'd you make it this far in life without ever interacting with the church? I can't believe someone like you exists in Fodlan. It's too strange.
If you think that's weird, consider the fact that Rhea hired Teach despite all that.
So those guys they caught, they all got the axe, right? That's brutal.
Lady Rhea can be rather intimidating at times. In fact, she can be downright terrifying. Professor, those who cannot be saved must be delivered to the goddess for judgment. Is that not so?
There you are, Professor. It seems Lady Rhea would like a word with you. Come with me.
Okay. Ich habe nichts getan. Raphael hat die Speisekammer ausgeraubt, nicht ich.
The Archbishop lives. Not that I had ever placed much faith in those swine from the Western Church.
I have news, both good and bad. The remains of Seros were not in a tomb. However, something else was. The Sword of the Creator.
Ah, the weapon wielded by that thief, the King of Liberation.
Thief? Huh. At any rate, it is now in the hands of the Academy's new professor. I doubt you will be surprised to hear that the crest stone had already been removed from the sword when it was found.
As expected. It would be foolish to keep both in the same location.
There's more. The professor was able to awaken the sword's true power. Even without the crest stone, the sword glowed red. The professor's crest is compatible. There is no mistaking it.
Absurd. Using a relic without its crest stone should be impossible. The King of Liberation's bloodline should not even...
They must be allowed to keep it, for now. I do not have enough information about the professor to act. As for your request, I assent. The Death Knight is at your command. Use him well.
Good. I believe I will enjoy this a great deal.
Okay.
I cannot thank you enough for defeating those invaders in the Holy Mausoleum, and especially for protecting the Sword of the Creator. That sword is one of the hero's relics, and the most precious artifact in the Church's possession. It is also a weapon of terrifying power. For now, I will entrust the sword to you. Please, use it wisely.
Das ist auch super, ne? Ich kenne die Dame erst seit, keine Ahnung, 3 Monaten. Hier hast du die wertvollste Reliquie, die es in dieser Kirche gibt. Nimm sie.
Lady Rhea, wait. Do you truly mean to give the Sword of the Creator to this stranger? Surely it is not the sort of thing one hands over so readily, even to someone who has the ability to wield it. If someone like Nemesis were to appear again, all of Fodlan would be consumed by war.
Nemesis?
Nemesis, the King of Liberation. He is an ancient king of mankind who was defeated by Seiros over 1,000 years ago. When Fodlan was attacked by wicked gods, it is said that the goddess gifted Nemesis with the Sword of the Creator. Nemesis used that sword to defeat the wicked gods, saving all of Fodlan. Henceforth, he was dubbed the King of Liberation. However, his power began to corrupt him until he himself turned to the darkness. Saint Seiros was forced to destroy him. Lady Rhea, I beg you to reconsider. Given a little more time, we could more accurately assess this stranger's abilities.
No. I have faith, Seteth. Faith that our friend here will not be corrupted by wickedness. Since the death of Nemesis, none have been able to wield the Sword of the Creator. Now, after all those long years of being sealed away, it has returned and found a new master.
I understand. As you wish, Lady Rhea. There you have it, Professor. See that you do not betray the trust the Archbishop has seen fit to bestow upon you.
The Sword of the Creator? The King of Liberation? Each tale is more confusing than the last. And I really can't read that Rhea at all. That sword is clearly precious. So why is she so keen to gift the thing to you?
Das Schwert hat mich erwähnt.
Is that a fact? I feel as though we have become entangled in a mystery. And there is one more thing that has been plaguing me. The Sword of the Creator. It somehow feels distinct from other relics we have seen. Such as the one that... Oh goodness, what was her name?
Katze?
What is wrong with that head of yours? Of course it's not a cat. Her name is Catherine. The Sword of the Creator differs from her Thunderbrand in one key way. It bears a hole, where something should have been, but is no more. I despise not knowing what is going on. It frightens me. And yet, I place my trust in you. I must. Whatever comes to pass, please swear to cut a path that is your own.
Hawkeye stimmte da auch zu. Also Seteth hat schon von so einem logischen...
Sword of the Creator, pulled right from the legends. I finally found it, and yet it ended up in Teach's hands. Could I even use it anyway? Damn it. There's no telling what's to come.
Von so einem logischen Standpunkt her hat Seteth schon recht.
Part 1. White Clouds. Verdant Rain Moon. Tower of Black Winds.
Dass wenn man zu viel schwarzer Boden ist.
The ceaseless rains that satiate the verdant landscape of Fodlan are accompanied by fierce winds and mighty roars of thunder. This abundance of rain, sparkling as it falls against beams of emerging sunlight, is a constant reminder to the people of Fodlan that nature is ever wild and unpredictable. For when the rain finally does take pause, the clouds part and give way to a glorious rainbow.
Ich liebe diese Zeichnungen. Die sehen so unglaublich dumm aus. Also cool, aber gleichzeitig dumm. Und seltsam. Jo. Dann sind wir damit ja auch gleich schon im neuen Monat. Im 8. dann, ne? Ja. Und neue Bereiche können erkundet werden. Und wieder 5000 Gold. Und irgendein Ausrufezeichen. Wahrscheinlich die Mission für diesen Monat.
I have a new mission for you, Professor. I would like for you to take your students into Kingdom territory to eliminate some thieves.
They stole a hero's relic from House Gautier of the Holy Kingdom of Fargus, the Lance of Ruin. Their leader's name is Miklan. He is apparently a disowned son of House Gautier.
Warum wurde er verstoßen?
I believe it had something to do with his lack of a crest. Such happenings are fairly common within the kingdom.
The Crestless cannot unleash the goddess's power even if they possess a relic. Nonetheless, they are still capable of simply wielding those weapons.
The hero's relics are immensely powerful weapons. We must meet this threat with adequate force. Unfortunately, most of the Knights of Seiros are away from the monastery, purging the apostates of the Western Church. So we are entrusting you with this mission. After all, you wield the Sword of the Creator, which is more than capable of opposing any relic.
The Sword of the Creator is a powerful weapon well beyond the other relics. You have nothing to fear. However, to ensure that no harm comes to the students, we will also send the monastery's most skilled individuals to aid you.
No! NPCs, die meine Erfahrungspunkte klauen.
I must remind you that you are expected to conduct yourself in a manner befitting the wielder of that holy sword. Also, you should know that Professor Hanneman has been looking for you. That is all.
Hey, Teach. I gotta say, I never would have guessed you were a descendant of the King of Liberation. You didn't forget, did you? That story I told you about a relic that could cut a mountain in half? That relic was the Sword of the Creator, the very same used by Nemesis, the King of Liberation.
Stammel dich von ihm ab.
Don't be coy, Teach. The Sword of the Creator could only be wielded by Nemesis. If you can use it too, that can only mean you have that Bloodline's crest.
Das verstehe ich nicht.
Fine. Keep your secrets. But just so you know, I don't understand isn't gonna cut it here at the monastery. Speaking of, Professor Hanneman has been looking for you. He probably wants to examine your crest with those crazy instruments of his. Actually, sounds amusing. Maybe I'll tag along.
If it isn't my little Claude, what has you so worked up?
Judith? What are you doing here?
That's Lady Judith to you, boy. I told you, until you're in charge, I expect you to address me with all due respect. Anyway, I'm here to retrieve you. Duke Regan's condition has taken a turn for the worse.
Are you saying the old man's on his deathbed?
No, it's not that bad. But in the state he's in, he won't be able to participate in the next Roundtable conference. He wants you to go in his stead. I volunteered to play the messenger.
Well, thanks for that. Oh, and Teach, this is Judith, also known as the hero of House Daphnel.
So you're little Claude's teacher, are you? How much trouble has he been giving you?
Jede Menge.
If her nickname didn't give it away, you should know that Judith, Lady Judith, is the leader of the famous House Daphnel of the Leicester Alliance. She used to be a big deal at the Roundtable conferences, but it seems of late she's been reduced to a mere...
You had better shut that mouth before I put my boot in it, you tactless nuisance. Now come on, let's get going. Sorry, Professor, but I need to borrow the boy for a bit.
I suppose we'll have to finish our chat later. Sorry, Teach. But don't you worry, I'll be back in time for our next mission. All right, Judith, let's get going.
It's Lady... I suppose you are the active leader for the time being. Fair enough, boy. Fair enough.
Good of you to come, Professor. I've heard much about you lately. Specifically, that you are able to awaken the Sword of the Creator's power. Thusly, it seems the true nature of your crest has been uncovered. I had, of course, seen your crest before. However, at first, I failed to recognize its true nature. Eventually, it dawned on me that what is visible is perhaps merely a small part of a greater whole. In other words, your crest is too significant to be detected when using normal instruments. After this discovery, I began researching crests that might fit that description, which allowed for a temporary hypothesis. However, I could not be certain. The crest my conclusions led me to was far too unusual. A crest thought to have disappeared from this world in the millennium since the fall of Nemesis, the King of Liberation. The crest of flames. That is what you possess.
Also das Fire Emblem. Sagt in Englisch eventuell auch das Fire Emblem? Stimmt, ich spiele das Spiel ja in englischer Synchro. Irgendwie habe ich da nicht drüber nachgedacht.
Your ability to wield the sword of the Creator has unequivocally proven my hypothesis. A legendary power, dormant since time immemorial and now resurrected.
Er hat mit Sicherheit Fire Emblem gesagt. Ihr habt euch alle nur verhört.
There can be no doubt that this ancient power resides within you.
Cool. I'm Special Snowflake. Oh, ich möchte wissen, was Ignaz so macht. Okay.
All right, time to sneak off and do some painting. Professor, such lovely weather today, huh? I was, just about to go for a walk.
Hier hast du Papier. Oh nee, du hast Papier.
What, this? No, it's, Oh, I'm sorry, Professor. I'll admit it. I was going to do some painting. You remember the place where we talked before? I've been painting the scenery there. I'm still keeping up with my academics and training, of course. I just paint in my spare time, as a change of pace.
Ich werf dir doch nichts vor. Chill.
Oh, you're not? Ah, well, yes, I suppose you're not. I may have gotten ahead of myself. I'm sorry for panicking there. Honestly, I'm just worried that my father will find out that I've been painting.
Ich sag schon nichts.
Of course. Why would you go out of your way to tell him that? Completely illogical of me. But it seems I've developed a bit of a complex about it. My father's not a fan of my artistic pastime, you see. We're a merchant family, and my older brother is set to inherit the business. As for me, my father decided I should be a knight. That's why I'm at the academy. Painting won't help me become a knight. It's a waste of time.
Fühlt sich deshalb schuldig?
Well, yes. I feel like I'm betraying my parents. I hear the business has been slow for them over the past few years. If I become a knight for an influential noble house, I could use my connections to help support them. My father was determined to send me here. He must have been, considering the enormous amount of money he spent. I don't think I'm well suited to being a knight. My parents sent me to the academy for their sake, not my own. When I think about how hard my family is working just to stay in business, how can I sit idly by? All of which is just to say that painting will have to remain my little hobby. Nothing more. Not that I could make a career out of it even if I wanted to. That's just a fantasy.
Er lässt sich da schon ziemlich unterkriegen von seinen Eltern. Aber eigentlich eher von sich selbst, würde ich schon fast sagen. Yay, ich habe Geburtstag. Ich habe ein Geschenk von Claude bekommen. Und ein Goldhirscharmband. Und Manuela hat Geburtstag. Komm, wir gehen mit Manuela Tee trinken. Oh yes. Look at those boobs. Was könnte sie denn mögen? Den Apfeltee? Albinerbeeren? Ein berauschend starkes Aroma. Ja, das ist doch sicher was für dich.
Thank you for your invitation. To what do I owe this surprise? Thank you. Oh, what fun.
Okay, worüber wollen wir reden? Kinder auf dem Markt. Okay, du magst Kinder. Das macht mir Sorgen. Unser erstes Treffen. Das mag sie auch. Nee, das wahrscheinlich nicht. Nette Verbündete. Das hat ihr auch gefallen.
There's no alcohol in here. It's better if you can sleep without it, but all you have is tea?
Schelten oder kommentieren? Schelten. Perfekte Teestunde. Ich weiß nicht nur, wie man die Männer rumkriegt, ich weiß auch, wie man die Frauen rumkriegt. Ich habe keine Ahnung. Necken.
Na. Professor? Yeah. Oh. Na. Oh. Oh. Hey. Oh, what fun.
Kann man eigentlich auf die Boobs gucken? Na, so ein bisschen. Aber volle Kanne, ne?
Has its thorn. Every beautiful leg should have a dagger, don't you think?
Ich gucke ja schon wieder weg. Alles gut. Habe ich ein Geschenk für dich? Stoffwehr mit Rüstung. Reitstiefel. Wobei sie perfekt dann einfach das Lied These Boots are made for walking einfach machen könnte. Sie wäre totally der Typ dafür. Der Wettstein wahrscheinlich nicht. Hier, nimm die Eulenfeder.
Oh, Professor. This makes me very happy.
Okay.
Thanks for the treat. Come by the infirmary anytime you need anything. I'll be waiting, Professor.
Die macht mich schon hart an, ne? Darf ich gehen? Ah, hier kriege ich keinen extra Charme. So. Was habe ich da jetzt eigentlich gerade bekommen von Claude zu meinem Geburtstag? Das Goldhirsch-Armband. Gibt Charme plus 2. Boah, lege ich halt einfach an. So, das brauche ich nicht mehr. Und ich habe jetzt auch das Schwert des Schöpfers. Ermöglicht die Nutzung von Himmelsspalter. Hat 7 Stärke und hat sogar Reichweite 1 bis 2. Das ist schon ziemlich cool. Aber leider auch nur eine Haltbarkeit von 20. Ist jetzt nicht gerade viel. Jetzt mal wieder alles ablegen, was sie nicht brauchen. Oh, das war zu viel. Wer hat wieder was für mich? Raphael und Ignaz. Und Ignaz und Hilda. Jo! Dann haben wir es jetzt auch erstmal wieder. Und können beim nächsten Mal hier durch den August und schlagen. Wir können, ja, wahrscheinlich einfach wieder ein bisschen erkunden. Ob ich Kämpfe mache, weiß ich nicht. Vielleicht, je nachdem, was Svenja macht. Ach ja, stimmt. Wir hatten ja gesagt, wir machen die DLCs ja jetzt bald, ne? Dann machen wir wahrscheinlich beim nächsten Mal die DLCs. Dann muss der ganze Kram hier noch ein bisschen warten. Jo, dann war's das auch für heute. Irgendwie bin ich, glaube ich, schon wieder so eine gute Stunde schneller als du, oder? Ich habe keine Ahnung, wo wieder. Ich auch. Meine Supports sind wenigstens glücklicher als deine. In deinen Supports ging es ständig um Tod. In meinen haben die rumgealbert. Man sieht, Blue Lions und Golden Deers, das ist schon eine etwas andere Atmosphäre bei denen. Aber wenn ich mir allein schon Dimitri und Claude so im Vergleich angucke, das ist auch schon 2 ganz andere Welten.